there are 667 total sins, and I'm sure that there's more. Maybe there's more that were overlooked, but 667. And out of the ones that I saw, those out of the ones that I was reading, those are the ones that I took down are the ones that stood out to me the most. But you should see some of the stuff that's identified in the Bible. And when I look at that, I mean, all I can say is I can probably say that 99% of the people that hate on homosexuals are just as much, if not worse, of a sinner than they are. And who are you to set aside spirituality and play the role of judge, jury, and executioner? Huh? You're nobody. And yet you're willing to take the act, or to commit the act of violence, to defame these people and to make them feel less than they already feel? Look at yourselves in the damn mirror. And I'm talking to everybody, whether you're white, black, Asian, Hispanic, European, whatever, and whatever religions too, Catholic, Christian, Protestant, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, everybody. Look at yourselves in the mirror for 1 second and think about your history. Think about where you came from. And then come back and talk to me. You know what? I respect everybody for who they are. I don't care what your walk of life is. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what it is that you do. I don't care how you make your money. I don't care about any of that. All I care about is how you are as a person to me. So I'm the last person that will ever take out any violent or act in any way, shape, or form violently against anybody at all. And if you don't believe me, well, that's your choice. But I can tell you right now, all of you who know me, and you guys know who I'm talking about, anytime that you have ever been in a fight, and I've been there, the first thing that I do is I try to split everybody up. What's the point of being violent? Huh? What does it solve? Especially nowadays. All violence will do is keep on fueling more violence. Like I said earlier, you beat me up today, I'm gonna come at you with a knife tomorrow. If you beat me with your knife tomorrow, then I'm gonna come at you with a gun. And if you beat me with your gun tomorrow, well, then I'm bringing a whole freaking army. Doesn't solve anything. And if nothing else, I mean, I've just pointed out the obvious here. That all we're doing is just finding more and more ways to just screw ourselves over. No wonder the people outside of this country look at us in such a negative spotlight. I mean, look at the crap that we're doing. Posting up videos about of 5 or 10 people beating up on one person? Really? And the fact that it's generating hundreds of thousands or even millions of views in the process? That's pathetic. You know what? I don't completely blame the people that are putting those videos up, actually. I also blame the people that watch the videos. I mean, we need to check ourselves, and we need to do it quick. Because when stuff like that happens, you know what? All it does is it makes me feel less hopeful that anything's going to change going forward. We're so busy blaming everybody for the problems that we have. We're so busy blaming, I mean, let's say, for example, that I'm somebody that's struggling. The first thing that I'll do is blame the Uncle Sam for taking my taxes, or I'll blame the government. I mean, come on, screw that. You know what? If you got a problem, solve it yourself. Don't expect anybody to solve it for you. And you don't need to point the finger at everybody to make yourself feel better. You know? I mean, this is pathetic. How are you going to tell me that I'm sorry, nobody can tell me that what these people do, these unconscionable acts of violence, are in some way, shape, or form justifiable? Oh, God said it. God wills it. Bullshit. God does not will violence on others. You know what? You want to know what God is to me? God is your conscience. That's what God is to me. And if you question your actions, that's, in a sense, that's God talking to you. God is telling you, hey, you might want to think about this before you do it. And then if you act on something and you know you weren't supposed to act on it, then you basically went the side of the devil, if that's the case. You know? Do not play a judge. Do not play the executioner. Don't judge people. Leave it to God. That's what he's there for. And last I checked, everybody has the ability to repent for their sins, right? Or to be absolved of any sins. Homosexuals fall into that pattern as well. They fall into that same criteria. Just because they're different doesn't mean that they need to be persecuted as a result. Black people went through slavery. Asians were treated almost the same as slaves. They were put through hellish conditions. I mean, I remember them being attacked by Indians, or I mean, like I reading in certain, there's some text that I read, Indians being attacked by, or Asians being attacked by Indians, and these Asians were supposed to be guarded by some kind of American escort, and the escort wasn't there. Indians, they got their damn country taken away from them by immigrants. What's up? What is it going to take for people to open their eyes and realize that this hypocrisy, this just, I mean, it's so freaking, it's so stupid, it's so retarded. I mean, I'm looking around, I see these videos, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Open your freaking eyes, people. This isn't acceptable. We need to be individuals. We need to respect each other for having our own opinions. Not hating people because they don't agree with you or because they don't fit a makeup that you have. You know what? All right. Now, this video that took place that I was talking about, it involved black people. And I think that the problem that that we come across is that we use these videos or the things that make the news, we use that to create our interpretation of a whole group. You know? And you would think that by seeing that effect, that it would deter people from wanting to continue doing this. So, I mean, but then you still have people that do exactly what everybody expects, which is to make an even worse name for the entire bunch. You know? Just like cops. You know? I mean, how many times do you see in the news, oh, this cop beat this person, oh, police brutality, this, that, or the other? It always happens. You know why? Because the media thrives off of negative crap. The only way for us to move forward to actually make a difference is by not giving them the negative crap. But that's all we do. And real quick, I'm going to go ahead and touch on another thing. Bullying. When I was younger, I was bullied. I was a small kid. I was scrawny. I didn't know how to defend myself. I was picked on all the time, and people made fun of me because of the fact that I didn't have that much money, and that my family was on food stamps. You know, I mean, I went to a private school, and I used to wear clip-on ties. Everybody else had regular ties, and I was the one with the clip-on. So, you know, people were calling me like a Puerto Rican porch monkey or a wetback, this, that, or the other, and I struggled so hard. I mean, it got to the point where I felt like I had no choice but to defend myself. And I would get into fights all the time. And I got suspended a couple of times throughout middle school and whatnot. At a certain point, I even had to seek therapy because of the fact that I just felt like so much was going wrong in my life. You know, I was getting picked on, and then my parents were going through a divorce. But you know what? At no point in time did I look at myself and think that I needed to gain some sort of revenge on these people for what they did. If anything, I thank those people that bullied me. But the problem is today is that we do not address it as much as it needs to be. That we do not take into consideration that with the improvements in technology, it also offers the opportunity to hurt people that much more. And that's what you're seeing. It's not necessarily physically bullying or physical bullying. Now you're seeing cyberbullying. And that's a whole different issue. I mean, even I don't know how to explain it myself. But the problem is that I mean I've seen it. You have people that are killing themselves because, oh, this person put me on blast on Facebook, or this, that, or the other. Parents, why are you not telling your kids, or why are you not keeping track of your kids with what they're doing on these internet sites? I mean, whether it's Facebook, MySpace, on YouTube, or whatever. I mean, I see teenagers, little kids, or whatever, fighting on YouTube and stuff. I mean, what is this? I mean, it's so stupid. I mean, it's almost like we're giving people a reason to promote bullying, not so much deter it. I mean, you know what? I'm done with this. You know, I'm so fed up with how much we try to pride ourselves on being this great, awesome country, and yet when you really look at it, we are no better than any country that we've attacked. We're no better than Russia with its communism, or Afghanistan with the Al Qaeda, or Iraq with their dictatorships and whatnot that they've had in the past, or Cuba with Fidel. We're no better than any of those places. If anything, we're probably worse in some ways. I mean, what's it going to take for people to actually understand that what we're doing to each other, just in this country alone, forget about everything else outside of us. What we're doing to each other is hurting us. It's hurting the country more than anything else. And, I mean, it hurts me, you know, to see this, to see that violence, you know, that the people who were persecuted once upon a time are now playing the role of the persecutor. They're the ones that are committing the acts of violence now against a population that doesn't even deserve it, that didn't look for it, didn't ask for it. All they wanted was some form of appreciation, to say, hey, you know what, yeah, you are who you are. I may not agree with it, but you can do whatever you want, so long as you don't put it on me. This is what was the case once upon a time. And because it's not the case now, you know, now the people who in history were persecuted are now basically spitting on the face of that history. Whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, or Catholic, Christian, Jewish, agnostic, whatever, all of you are spitting on the face of history, and you are ignoring it, and you are basically repeating history. And guess what? When history repeats itself, especially the kind of history that we've had as a country, nothing good is going to come of it. And I hope that people listen to this. I hope that people understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you can't disagree with one another. But what I am saying is that you are well within your abilities to accept one another. That's all I got. I'm done. I'll talk to you guys next week. So until then, take care.